Hello, 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 folks. Hi. I won't blame you if you didn't recognize the stream from how it looks, but change was necessary. Welcome to another TDF Plays. Today we're going to be tackling Suikoden. I have absolutely no idea where we're at because a lot of stuff has happened in the last week, and if I'm being honest, I don't even remember playing Suikoden last week. So there is that, but I have my water ready. I have my game ready to go, and everything looks brand new. So, discovered some things today. I blame Streamlabs OBS for a variety of things, but things being busted was more or less a, how to put it, was more of a, how to put it, there are things that are set up for these streams, that I do anyways, I can't speak for anybody else, that just didn't work the way that they're supposed to, and it's hard to know where to put the blame, because sometimes it's my computer, sometimes it's Streamlabs, sometimes it's the places that are hosting some of these tools that I use. It's really hard to tell when everything is centralized in one place and there's zero information given to me in terms of when stuff breaks, when stuff doesn't work, so on and so forth. But I spent a good portion of today in my routine and such that was me fixing things and kind of giving everything a new look and polish. But the goal was twofold, not to just fix things. Actually, threefold, really. Fixing things was giving me a brand new slate to get things set up, was kind of a happy place for me to be in, and everything just works the way that it's supposed to. However, I wanted a cohesive look across all of my segments, be it Cozy Corner, Fallout Fridays, Magic and Marbles at Night, so on and so forth. Because trying to manage, I think I had 3 or 4 different overlays or scenes going. It wasn't working for me. And, trying to make things cohesive across all of them in a way that would make me happy is way too much work. So I spent a lot of time last night and tonight just trying to get things set up in such a way that I can be happy with things, how they look across all of the segments that I have, primarily to make it easier on my computer, and I suppose this is the third part, to make it easier on my computer when I do the at night segments. So there's that as well. I also like the look. The look of everything is really nice. Still fits with my aesthetic very much. You'll notice I have a neat little ticker here at the bottom that's in pretty much all of my non-game related scenes. And then there's my donation stuff, which is over there. Yep. And then my chat bubble should have stayed the same, I believe. Most of the stuff more or less will stay the same, but regardless, there will be some changes. Another thing I've been working on today was an article, a hockey article no less, where I tried to be objective And I think it's going well so far. I didn't get to finish it before I went on stream. I tried to focus a little bit more on getting started today before I got to anything, anywhere, what have you. Yeah. Big changes, and yet I'm really not sure what to say about it, honestly. I guess we'll get right to the game then. Hopefully I'm not scrambling too much. I don't want to waste too much time wandering around and what have you. So let's get right to it then, I guess. So let's just turn our music off here. Go up. And then we'll go up. Alright. Let's see. Everything looks good. Levels are alright as far as this seems. Let's do a test here real quick. Here's the fun one. No worries, Star. Thank you very much for tuning in. I kind of figured something was going on, so I wasn't too worried about it. But thank you very much. I mean, to be completely fair, I'm also super late, so it is okay. Alright, let's just bring this up this way then. Or is it just like work-related stuff? Fair. Half and half, coworkers, mixed bag, but everyone else will log about work. Yeah, coworker just has or likes to think they have the gift of gab, don't they? When everything is all said and done, and I'll switch to intermission to show you as well. You'll have to let me know what you think of everything. So, you might not have been listening when I mentioned it, but I've changed things a little bit, as you might have noticed already. Today's adventure was about French immersion Catholic schools. Yeah, here, actually, you know what? Let me switch really quickly. I'm going to go through everything to demonstrate for everybody at home. And also Starberry, because I feel a little bit proud about what I did here. So let's just go right ahead. We're going to go scene by scene. So first off with the... well, I'm not going to do the scene starting one, but let's see. So we're going to go to intermission. And then the one where I do the introduction of the stream. No worries, Cozy. It seems like being late is the leitmotif of the day today. It is all good. Thank you for showing up in spite of that. Or actually, I call you DH all the time. I don't know why I called you Cozy this specific time. But then we're going to go into our BRB. We are BRBing. And then from there, we're going to go into our ending. And then let's go right back into the game. Thank you very, very much, Star. Yeah. It took me a lot of work and a lot of finagling, especially with the new player that I have going. Thank you very much. Doing the player was... oh yeah, that stuff, like the backgrounds and the transitions, I actually got from a website, so I cannot take the credit for that one. But all the widgets and all of the like the whatchamacallit, a lot of the whatchamacallit, the widgets primarily, but a lot of the customization type stuff I did with work from myself, even if I use tools from like other artists or other websites and so on and so forth. I did a lot of the customization in CSS and coding work myself to tailor it to this. And I appreciate that, Star. I really do. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to focus. This is, like, legitimately, I'm watching right now the 4th act of landscaping since I mentioned it on my Discord. It is ridiculous the amount of just people deciding today was the day that they were going to mow lawns or weed whack or whatever it is that they got done. I've heard so much lawn equipment today, and my sinuses are just going absolutely crazy. I mean, in the context of public work, yes, I suppose landscaping is better than manscaping, but as an alternative, that would be visually assaulting, whereas this is assaulting my sinuses. So there's a bit of a trade. I need to figure out what I'm doing. I'm getting so distracted here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do everybody one better here. A couple of things. I just had some big side expression. Oh, well, I will stop talking about it then. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna try and fix my situation here, so just give me 2 seconds, everybody. And I will get right on that. I'm gonna set some, what do you call it? Some incense going, and hopefully that'll distract my senses at least enough. You know what? It's weird. I spent most of my life not having a single allergy. Not one. And I was sympathetic to people who have them, because it's like, I've had stuff that's similar, like, so I have a vulnerability to humidity as an example, and that's not something that a lot of people suffer the same way that I do, I don't think. But over time, I think probably sitting at about, like, I want to say 2009, 2008-ish, maybe around there somewhere, I started developing what I could only consider an allergy to just seasonal stuff, like pollen, grass, and hay, whatever. I had a word, and it left my brain mid-talk. That sucks. But yeah, a lot of seasonal allergies, and I went and I actually got myself tested, and oh yeah, I have a few, and one of them's pretty damn bad. So, at least according to the doctor that I went to see anyways, because they did that thing where they pricked me with a bunch of stuff. That was not my favorite. That was not my favorite at all. But yes, let me get on top of that. I just took a pill, and I'm going to toss some incense on. So let's go ahead and just mute things up, and I will be right back. You guys can look at that fancy-ass BRB screen again. Let's go ahead and go, like... Actually, I could just do that. So yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, there we go. And we're back. Um, I didn't mean to make anything look bad. Now I feel kind of bad to putting this much work into it. I'm not sure. I really just kind of smelled it when it smelled good and put it on. I really... There's a couple on there that we picked from that I'm not entirely familiar with. I just... how to put this? I grabbed from them and I was like, oh, this smells nice, and put it in the baggie. Like, I didn't really think too highly of it, or not too highly. What is the word? I didn't think too much about it, because the more I thought I put behind decision making, the more likely I am to become indecisive. So I just I decided not to worry too much about it, I guess. No, I'm not looking for a game. No. Ah, shit. Well, I'm stuck. May as well. Is that gonna be enough? I think so. Oh, not enough to break the record, though. Alright. No, I don't want to play another round. Oh, the quit option was there all along, wasn't it? Alright, well, anyways, well, if you guys want, and I say that generally, I mean, I'm more than willing to loan my services, especially to U-Star. I have absolutely no problems helping out with that. Now, given a lot of the stuff that I did for this, I'm still new to in terms of conceptually. So while it might look good, it also probably took me an inordinate amount of time for me to pull together. Oh boy, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. No change. Why do I have... I'm going up north, right? Yes, I went to the warehouse factory. And do I have the fire spears yet? I feel like I don't. Millich needs equipment, first off. We don't have a whole lot of cash, so let's make that a thing, shall we? But that being said, now that I've got some purpose here, I did want to put everybody on notice. I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious about things. I just I had a way that things wanted to look, and while my last scene collection was probably as close as I'd gotten, I had a few limitations, and those were primarily money based at the end of the day. So I had to find some ways to do it on the cheap, and this scene collection that I'm using now, I found on nerdordie.com, and it got me most of the way there. It really kind of lit a fire under my ass, because I've been looking for a way to kind of get to... I've been looking for a way to kind of get into a layout that I need. Yeah, no, definitely, please. I will try and give help where I can. I'll even, like, if, and, I mean, I like what I got because it's pictures I took myself, but which isn't stuff I want to improve. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing with all of that is that a lot of that stuff, so where it lies in code and design, that kind of sits inside my wheelhouse. Thank you, Star. I do my best. I do my best. Like I said, when it comes to code and design, those are kind of my things. So I tend to and it's one of those things where, at least for myself, and I can't speak for anybody else, but when I get an idea in my head or I have a vision, I really tend to not stop until I hit that vision or I hit that that beat that I'm looking to get. And that's both a hindrance and a blessing at the same time. In the case of this, I'm thankful that it does what I want it to do, and it does it somewhat pleasantly. The throne and coffee things I will need to adjust a little bit more, but they're about as good as it's gonna get on the short. Let's see if we can find and go secret factory. Let's get to let's see if we're at this point. So ask for teleportation. We're gonna Kirov, I believe. Yeah, whoops, shit. That was not where I wanted to go. Let's try this again. Thankfully, it's not a whole, like, it's a big issue. Missing your destination anymore. My between what I just took and the incense, I'm already feeling a little bit better. The pressure is still there like crazy, but okay. So hold on. There's something here that I need to get. Not at that house, I don't think, though. Is there something I missed? I feel like there's something I missed. And wandering through here will give me space to, whatchamacallit, to get some money. Because of battles. And I feel like that's way too much, though. What we're looking for right now is that person that we had just spoken to. The rune they're looking for is a sound crystal, and I believe it's in here somewhere. I feel like I may have just accepted the wrong fight. Oh, there we go. Bye. Okay, let's try it. It'll be a nice chunk of change if I do manage to make it through. Oh, God, it's so much damage. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, even better. Let's see what we get for that. Not a ton of experience, but I'll take it. 5,200's not nothing. Gonna need to stock up on items when all is said and done, too. Is it in here? Like... Oh, God, there's no need to talk about. Okay. Shit. Well, that wasn't bad. Alright. I mean, I hate that I just lost somebody and I'm close to losing Flick too, but... It's okay. I did not have nearly enough medicine at all. Oh boy. I have 3 mega medicines left. Okay. And then this house is where the sound crystal is? I feel like I may have put it away. Like I got it, I didn't realize the use of it, and I gave it away to the warehouse. So let's see if that's the case. Like putting stuff away and then realizing you needed it 2 seconds later. Yeah, I'm kind of bad for that too. Problem with this game is that your inventory space is extremely limited, that barely anything stacks. So I'm constantly up against inventory management problems. Let's just hope it's in the vault. Please be in here. There it is. Yep. Alright. Let's give it to Victor. And get the hell out of here. So that is exactly what I did. I got it, didn't realize what I needed it for because it sounded kind of dumb, and stashed it. Thinking, well, I'm probably not going to get much in the way of money for it, so I'm probably just going to stash it away for when I will actually need it, and then it turns out I needed it right away. How about that? Yeah. Kira. Sure. Wait, are you the one who uses all my sound kits or whatever they're called? Because that's more stuff that I have in my in my vault that I can get rid of. Alright, so while we're doing that, after a short conversation on even lead you inside the factory before following one, recruit them, talk to Key, which is hard to miss, pay 20,000 bits, talk to Moles, talking about just blah blah blah. He will give you fire spears, leave the secret factory and go back down to Kill, collect once in Kirov, talk to Melody, give her a sound crystal, go into the big house, and talk to Kunto, who will join. Okay, so let's go check with this person we just recruited. It's called Melody, though we're gonna call her Melody because they ain't fooling nobody. Let's see, where is she at? I'm gonna figure it out. Hey, here's some new people. And who this? Okay, that's LePant. We don't need to deal with him. Okay, so this is... She replays music that we've already experienced in the game. That's cool. Interesting. So, not necessarily functional towards, you know, like, winning the game, mind you, but still kind of neat from a gameplay perspective. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, the music in this game, or, well, in this franchise, just as a whole, is really good, but it really shines in, like, some of its more emotional moments, I find, at least in my opinion. There we go. Change window sound. Okay, so yeah, you are the one that I send these off to, and this is how I get to you. Alright, cool. Who are you? Okay. Wow, alright, Esmeralda. You could eat shit. I think probably one of the best games for its soundtrack is probably Suikoden 2, if I'm being totally honest. While this game is great and its compositions are really awesome, I find that it suffers a lot from the compositions kind of being made with the sound technologies available at the time in mind. So they're tailored to fit what people thought the PlayStation could do when the PlayStation first came out. Suikoden 2 was made more with fuller sound in mind, and in some cases just having straight up CD tracks playing, so you could have actual instrumentation playing in the background. It's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Alright, you have what I need. We don't need to drop anything. We have... How many? We have anything? Well, alright. I guess I have no idea what I'm doing. Bubbles arise. I love that. That description of the soap. Bubbles arise. Okay. Whatever. This is not... Oh, sound setting. There we are. We're gonna give it to Victor. I knew somebody had it. Now we need to go up, right? And then over... No, up more. Maybe. Sometimes I hate navigating this place, but... this goes too far, right? Nope, never mind. There's the spot we were looking for. We're gonna go across this way. And up here. And let's give Melody our sound setting. Is it gonna work like that? Normal voice. I'm gonna have to listen to this and see what difference it makes. Is that a monkey? I feel like that's gonna get really annoying really quickly. Oh yeah, that sounds just awful. Does that give that automatically? Yeah, okay. Let's take a quick drink here. Oof. Alright, let's figure out what the heck we're doing. Literally, just as I was grabbing a drink. Let's see here. Fade and find yourself in bed. Safety will make you pay for these, so be sure to go into your big house and talk to Punto. Alright, so we're gonna go back to Kirev. Alright, you know what? You paid the points. And you're my only subscriber, so... Well, you're watching the stream, like, constantly. You're here for pretty much every minute of any stream I ever post, pretty much. So, you probably have, like, tens of thousands of points at this point. And that's not to count the points that you've used, either. You probably, like, are close to 100,000 points at this point, I would think. If you were talking, like, cumulatively. Summer. Almost summer. There are parts of it I love, and there are parts of it I cannot stand. At least around here. Alright, so big house. We're going to go to big mansion looking house again. Sweet. Sweet. Double sweet. Ronnie Bell, I'm pretty sure, is a pretty competent party member. So this will work out. And I think the story progresses once we actually manually take the boat back to the castle. So let's head off. Now at this point, I'm gonna have to, I believe, I'm gonna try and enter, and then we're gonna get some. Yeah, there we go. Then I'm gonna end up resting, and I'm gonna need to save like pronto, because apparently there is a vital story mission coming up soon. So we need to find our inn lady. And get that game saved. So I get the feeling I may have to try it a couple of times. There it is. Alright. Hey, Victor. What's going on? We're sharing a bed? Oh, my. What will the other army members think? Can someone please think of the children? Alright, are we good at this point? Okay, yeah. Alright, well, you enjoy your chores. I did some when I started today, so thankfully, well, I mean, kind of. I don't really think of them as chores because they're responsibilities and such, and usually they're kind of arduous and tedious. Idle cleaning up is, to me, doesn't really qualify. Yeah, let's do it. Time to kick the shit out of our dad. What chores are shorter type than standard household maintenance duties? I mean, you got a point there, DH. I can't. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong at all. And this guy, like, when I first played this game, I fully expected, you know, my first set of conflicts with my father to be, like, relatively emotional, I guess. But Teo was just like, okay, my son's a traitor, And we know what we do to traitors, so die. like, ooh, boy. Alright. Alright, so let's find out what they're going to be doing first. Armored cavalry. Is there a counter for that? Okay. Boost the charge power. Then attack in the following order. Alright, so boost. Boost! Alright, there's one. And then Lepant family next. So, I guess the fire spears are just used automatically, as opposed to Suikoden 2, I think, where they're used as an ability. Lepant family was used. Pirates is next. Okay, so just the strongest ones after that. So they don't really have too much more to their army. It's legitimately them just coming at us with horses. Didn't have to use magic or anything else. Wow, that was a pretty handy victory. That is a moment for my main character to go to his dad and go, sit your ass down. Yeah, you lost to me. How about them apples? Jeez, that character's about as shonen as shonen gets. The both of them. That's not how you say on guard. Ugh. Alright. This is the ones where I definitely need the help. Only because this would be... So, like I've mentioned before, duels are paper, rock, scissors, more or less. And I know how to, you know, act within a duel. The problem is that knowing what the statements are telling me about what they're doing, that's what I need help with. And I'm actually going to be looking at a guide for this. shit. Alright. Okay, there we go. This should do it. Oh, guess not. So even with this, like, I'm still struggling a little bit because not all of the phrases are listed in this guide. I think I've got it. There we go. Bye-bye. Scene has a lot of weight, but it doesn't stretch on like some other dramatic scenes do. And that's just it. I just killed my own dad. And then he learned to respect me as a result. How about that? Father not only learning they were wrong, but also admitting it. Huh. Imagine that. I wonder what that feels like. So, let's do ourselves a posture check here and get ourselves sitting a little bit better. Almost closed the door on a using a credit on Amazon for an arm for the cell phone here, like one of those crane arm things. Until I realized it was coming from like way overseas, and realized, yeah, you know, it was even. I don't even think it was a Prime item, so we didn't even have the option to go on and use Amazon Prime, regardless. And would have taken like a month, 2 months, or something like that. We dealt with that with a phone case, and hell, by the time we got that phone case, I had a different phone. It was something crazy, like 4 months we ended up waiting for that phone case. And in that time, I ended up switching phones, actually, so fun times. Let's see what the deal is here. Ooh, okay. I like this section of the game. I completely forgot that it was here that we did this. Alright. This will be super stereotypical, but super fun. At least for me, anyhow. There's a reason for this. It's gonna be spooky. All the graves are empty. Huh. All right. So we have one short range that needs to be in the party, one long range, one medium range, so a little bit of everything. We're going to do our new swordsmen, put them in the party. What was the name of the other one? I cannot remember to save my life. Alan, was that it? Well, we're going to find out real quick. We need a good long range or medium range attacker. Preferably somebody with a decent amount. Ooh, do we have somebody with a fire room by chance? Doesn't look like it. Oh, gross. Okay. Let's see. I can't remember who Kai is, to be honest. Oh my goodness. That's awful. Kirkus, not the best, but will have a decent amount of everything. So let's go ahead and put Kirkus in the party. Let's go with that. Yes. So we'll be stuck. Okay, so gotta remember this castle too. Alright, let's get to formation. That works for me. What do you want to bet? Everybody's equipment is gonna be ass. Yep. Total incomplete ass. But at least we've got a lot of medicine, something I forgot to pick up on. And we have a healer now. We've got some decent magic set up, so I think we'll be okay. So long as we do some, just a little bit of grinding here. Okay. I can deal with easy to kill enemies. It looks like, yet again, I was a little bit overpowered. That might actually work out in my favor, because that wasn't a terribly hard battle. Oh, this might be a little bit of a different story. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, not terrible, not terrible. Huh. Blood sucking, huh? Necklord, huh? Bear-like man, jeez. Well, that was certainly something. Oh, this again. I don't want to bet anything. Yeah, you did. So I can't recruit Moose so long as I have Moe's? I guess? I'm not sure if I understand totally, but... Back down, relax. Well, it's fortunate for you, because that's exactly the amount of time I've got. And then I have to get on... Hold on, let me check my notes here. The kitchen. Actually, I don't have a whole lot to do in there either, honestly. Just jokes, but I like to try and cut it off at about 4, so in case I have anything that I need to do, or if I have something that I remember that I've forgotten, I can get to it before everybody comes home. Oh, I bet. Is that why you gave me the directions? Champions Crystal. No more feeble enemies. For 200,000 bits. Wow. There is definitely a cost of flexing. Jesus. Okay. Are you not gonna let me recruit you? Cape of Darkness. Oh my. Hoping the groceries are on time. Yeah, I can relate to that, honestly. I'll be crossing my fingers for you. Real hard. Kind of hoping things go well for the both of us, because tonight is going to be daddy-daughter night tonight. As Starberry is going to be heading out and having a good time tonight. So... Then I'll have to double check on my stream before I go and I get that started as well. Just as a reminder, I will have Magic the Gathering going tonight on Magic Arena. Hoping for about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, but like all times that we have things going on, that's an approximation. Pardon me. zombies! Just snooping up in everybody's business. Hell. Are we about to get devastated? Because I feel like we're about to get devastated. Oh boy. Oh boy, that sounds fun-ish. Oh. Okay. How did that go? Yeah, I mean, I second DH that. Like, I'm really proud of you for, drawing your line in the sand and letting them know how you feel. Hell, I'm a little bit surprised and taken aback myself. And but I'm like super proud. Like, I'm like warm in the middle right here because I feel proud of you. So I'll call out the fact that through all the years I didn't hear any issue with supervisors or some stressed out, the extra work falls on accounting shoulders, and that is not okay. And I specifically called out the language used implies that supervisors are busy harder to replace it, especially with current war crisis. Yeah, because I had imagined that took a lot out of you, and I mean, you've probably been meaning to say something like this for a long time to them. So it's like almost like a high pressure, high anxiety moment paired with like the release of pressure and the release of like tension. And I mean, for lack of a better way to put it, that's a huge monkey to get off your back. It's a lot, and honest. Oh, and she kept saying that if something was wrong, that I could have said something, but no, not when I hear this is how it is, and everyone is stressed and it's extra work now. But you have said all kinds of things. You've been trying for a while now. Isn't that always the excuse? It feels like, anyways. Oh, stupid fucking fly. Like, when the response is, I'll take it to the board, or we'll see what we can do, and nothing changes. What is it? Exactly. And if you're not talking to the right person and they know who the right person is, then the onus is on them to tell you what the right person is. She's terrified of losing. Yeah. And they should be terrified too. It sounds like you bring a lot to the table, and it just seems like they're trying to treat you as though you're like any other peon working for that company or working anywhere, really. Like, you're just another desperate almost did it. A desperate person of our, let's just say a citizen of our city, like everybody else, and they cannot do that to you. Yeah, I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but if they lose you, they are, in a word, fucked. Think this is the temple? Yeah. Well, alright then. That was simple. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna go in there just straight away. Yeah, I second the H on this one. What you did today was probably very scary, but was also very strong. And I am super proud of you for doing it. You're very welcome. Should be super proud of what you managed today. I know I am. Legitimately, I feel like I'm not able to come up with the words to properly express how I'm feeling right now. Legitimately, the highlight of my day is hearing that you're able to do this kind of stuff. You know what though? Yeah, you were a coiled spring, man. You're to release that pressure. You did what you did. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like there was any better way to do it, because it really wasn't. Sometimes getting that energy out by means of like lashing out, as you said, is really the only way to go about it. Sometimes, knowing yourself well enough to keep it from overtaking you and controlling you is the best. Whoa, shit! Is the best thing you can do. And like I said, the fact that you managed that is amazing. And honestly, anytime you bring this up, because of the the corporate nature of the discussion, you're gonna get frustrated because they're gonna try and find every single way possible to try and weasel you out of trying to make progress with this. So it's a frustrating thing, and you know what? Like I said, if they were truly, if somebody, anyone was truly concerned with how you were going to approach a situation like this, they probably would have dealt with it years ago when you first started asking about it. But I feel like there was a certain level of ignorance and a certain level of condescension, maybe, at play when responding to your feelings on the subject. I mean, yeah, you know what? Your supervisor would be right in that regard. Does that mean that they're ethically right? No, not in the slightest. But they're not wrong. It is a subject that I myself have struggled with through more or less my entire life. People practically begging me to take the easy way out, to do the easy thing, and to not necessarily do what's right, but to do what's easy. And I'm not that guy, unfortunately. There have been times in my life where I've had moments of weakness where I've said, you know what, I really should have listened to these people when they say, take the easy way out, toe the line, uphold the status quo. And also, hello, Silent Knight. Thank you for tuning in. Even though I'm not really going to get going for too much longer. Since there's no supervisor for me to talk to anymore about cities, finally hearing it straight from me. Yeah, I mean, from the way you make it sounds as though, you've made it sound as though, how to put this, that you normally talk with your supervisor in a rather unfiltered fashion, so if that's what you're used to, then that's what you're gonna do. Actually, you know what? Since I started late today, and since I don't really have a whole lot to do, after I'm done, I think, I'll extend things a little bit today. We've got a nice conversation going. I'm feeling good about Star right now, and, it is very much a 180 from how I was feeling this morning into the early afternoon, so yeah. And also, hey Toot, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Star, yeah, you're gonna be, I mean, you're still holding on to that nervous energy. I do not blame you one bit. But right now, it's over. Your workday is almost done. And you're going to be, um, it's perfectly normal for what you need to be going through regarding that. You've got a great night ahead of you, I'm sure. Let's hope. I see what you were playing. So, just to give you a rundown, too. First off, the game is pronounced Suikoden. Suikoden. Depends on who you ask. There are people who pronounce it Suikoden. There are people who pronounce it Suikoden, I think. And then I've always called it Suikoden myself. Yeah, we just recently watched that movie. We actually just finished it not too long ago. And it's a little fresh in the brain. But yes, so the whole idea behind this is really kind of a Swiss coding. It's your stereotypical JRPG in a sense. It is one of the first of its kind to have shown up on the PlayStation 1 when the PlayStation 1 came out. So what you'll see is essentially just like a really overlarge, super ambitious SNES grade RPG with some technical stuff that was really ambitious for the time. I believe it was 1995-96 that this game came out. And there are 3 styles of battles that happen. The one that you're seeing will be the one that you'll see throughout most of the game, which is your typical turn-based battles, where you have 6 party members and up to 6 opponents. Sometimes there'll be large creatures that'll have multiple parts, things like that, but it'll still be 6 versus 6, essentially. Where you pick your party members' actions, and they do as you command. And then there are your army battles, which are one large army against the other, and it's in this particular game, the army battles are kind of a rock paper scissors kind of setup, where depending on your command and the party that you choose, you could win out a huge action against the opposing army. It's like almost like a tactical rock paper scissors match, if you want to put it that way. But it's really stylized. It really looks cool. And it basically gave way to the army battles that happened in Suikoden 2, which are really, really rewarding, just really awesome. And then there are the duels, which are like a one-on-one battle, which are even more of a rock, paper, scissors kind of setup. Whereas you get a kind of almost like a preemptive warning as to what action your opponent's going to take based on the phrase that they say before they take the action. And you have 3 different actions. So you have attack, defend, and desperate attack. And there are ones that are basically like perfect counters for the other. So that's how that works. And the stories are, I mean, they're not like a direct analog for ancient China, but it may as well be an ancient China / ancient Japan kind of deal. Actually, probably more ancient Japan than anything else, but what did I thought I damn it, I wasted a mega medicine. Anyways, the stories are more like, so how to put this, very politically driven, very like international, like political intrigue, I guess. in ancient times, usually you're part of some sort of resistance or some sort of rebel army going up against the established order, which is oppressive and tyrannical and so on and so forth, or has ambitions of grandeur that will oppress people or something like that. And usually things called runes are somewhat tied in. In this particular one, the main character has what's called the Death Eater rune, which is like super powerful, and the main antagonist, Windy, is after, which sets up the conflicts in question. So that's that, basically, more or less. That is a synopsis of Suikoden the First. Things only get more convoluted from there. God, I almost whatchamacallit, like I said, almost stated word for word an introduction from a YouTube channel that I follow. Let's hunker down and get ready for another Suikoden recapitulation. You are very welcome to. The main thing that really grabs me about this franchise in particular is just the, how to put this, like the approach to storytelling. While it's not always, like, it's sometimes a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and it's how it does things, and there are a fair share of anime tropes and what have you. Its approach to, let's say, emotional, heavy, or dramatic situations is extremely mature at times, and handles itself so well that there are a couple of scenes from Suikoden 2 that, like, legitimately just thinking about them is starting to give me a little bit in the way of goosebumps. It is an incredible game, and the entire franchise is pretty good. By the time I got through Suikoden 3, I was pretty much invested as a player, as a fan, so... Goodness, are we good? I guess one of the things that makes me appreciate this franchise too is that almost all of the entries were parts of low print runs in North America. For example, the game Suikoden 3, which was highly anticipated by fans of the series at that point in time, had only released, I think it was something crazy like 300,000 copies in North America. And it didn't even sell all of the copies that it had printed, allegedly. So, that's to say that it was a very hard to get title. But I've managed over the years I have copies of, or at least physical copies of 3, 4, and 5. I do not have Tactics. I had Tierkreis for a while, and then he got lost in a part of something that I'm not going to get into right now. What I like to call is just a great retro loss of late 2000s. Let's call it that. Wait, late 2000s? Would it be mid 2000s? I'm not sure. It'd be right about the time where I first got kicked out of my house way back in the day. It's hard to believe that was just about 20 years ago. Oof. Alright, well, I just had a moment. Alright, I need to buy stuff. Get myself back on track here. Yeah, it is. Today's even been weird. Run around and it feels like I'm wasting time, and then by the time I sit down it's like no time's passed at all, and it's just it's weird. God, you've had that basic equipment on for so long. Whew. Me doing a full equipment check now is going to help me out much later on. I don't mind these guys in my party. Actually, you know what? I've got like I'm going to give it an extra... I don't even know how long. So I've got some extra time to take a quick drink here before Toot gets on my ass about it. Yeah, so shortly after, there was a time when I lived with my father, and me and my father were constantly at each other's throats, and I use that term very loosely, because we only really came to like almost fighting once or twice maybe, but we were constantly in like verbal conflict, let's call it. That sounds about more appropriate. And he'd thrown me out once, and I went to stay at a friend's house after that, and I stayed there for a while until I felt my father relented on something that we were fighting about at the time, which was really, stuff that was important to me, but not important to him. I guess that's what it really boils down to. And after so long, the people who I was staying with at the time started asking questions about, well, what's the situation? Do we need to start calling like services and stuff like that to make sure everything's okay, and fearing for how that would make the situation worse? I basically just tried my best to reconcile with my father, and that didn't really work out. I just kind of towed the line on that, and that was the end of that. But it was anything to stop putting pressure on my friend and his family, and make it so, yeah, I have to make a personal sacrifice, but at the very least, my friend's family won't have to worry about me, won't have to, put extra resources into essentially keeping me alive. So I ended up going back with my father. Then we had, things were okay-ish for a while, because my father thought that I had basically caved into his demands, and when it eventually came to a head again, and I realized I can't, keep piggybacking on people. I have to take a stand, and I did. And my dad didn't even really give me the time to organize stuff through thoroughly. After he threw me out the second time, I went and I stayed with a friend again. However, the details on it are kind of fuzzy. I think I went to try and go stay with them, but I treated it just like a weekend vacation or something like that, and just went into the city that I'm living in now. Now, you should understand that where I lived at the time was kind of in between places. So, let's just say from where my friend is to where I am now is a hell of a walk, and I made that distance. In the time in walking, I was stopped a few times by the cops because cops thought I was like trying to hitchhike or something, which was an amusing interaction, but they were mostly helpful. At the time, I was too proud to accept help, so I didn't, which turned out to be that should have been something that I did, but I didn't because, again, too proud. And I was mostly homeless for a short time, and then I can't remember how it came to be, but I started getting worried about my possessions because I was afraid that my father, in expecting me to just come back home and, cave into demands or whatever it was that we were fighting about at the time, I was growing worried about my possessions, my things. And while I didn't have a steady place to call my own yet, I had somebody who I was seeing at the time had offered to look after my things. I ended up in a discussion with them and with their mother, who, oh man, that is a separate discussion right there, but I just ended up speaking with them, and they had offered to keep my things, and even, I believe they even offered to go and help me move it. So, awesome. That involved a situation where all my retro stuff, so like my old systems, my old games, all my physical copies of stuff, were all stored there, so that way my dad wouldn't destroy it or try and resell it or whatever it is that I was afraid of him doing. They were stored, and I was able to go and check on stuff, from day to day. Well, just as I was getting my life together, and by life together I mean I had a place to rent, I had roommates, I was, I can't recall if I was applying for college or if I was in college at that time. Pretty sure I was in college at that time. Yeah, because I was taking classes, that's right. Okay, because it was right about then that I first learned about the fact that I have susceptibility to heat stroke. That is a fun experience, let me tell you. But that being said, all my things were stored at this lady's place. So the girl I was seeing and her mother were putting my things up, and of course I was there frequently enough because, again, girl I was seeing, right? Now, little side note, this girl that I was seeing had a very unstable home life. I didn't know it at the time, but her mother was extremely unhinged and served to make her life very difficult quite often. I had inklings of this at the time, but I didn't really know. I had no actual idea. So I come back, I hang out with said woman or said girl at just to hang out and what have you, and I go upstairs to check on my stuff, and it's all gone. And I mean, like, to the point where there was no evidence that the stuff ever existed. And I can't recall the kind of noise that I had made, but it must have been a big deal because she'd said, you know, what's wrong? And I'm like, my stuff is gone. And she was like, no way, you're like, are you shitting me or something? And she comes upstairs, and lo and behold, it's all gone. And I mean, like I said, again, it was like, it was never there. It was like cleaned up after and everything. Like, I had it piled neatly, but it was kind of a mess. And I didn't know what exactly happened. It had come to be that her mother had just gotten randomly sick of me storing my stuff there without paying any kind of, like, fee or service or something like that. I don't know. I guess she was just angry that I was not giving her any sort of compensation for the fact that I was storing my stuff there. And didn't discuss it with me, didn't discuss it with her daughter, had just basically pawned everything. And whatever she couldn't pawn, she apparently threw out or something. I don't know. I can't, my memory's a little bit fuzzy with this situation, but, yeah. That's how I lost all my retro stuff. Like 99.9% of it. And, at the time, I had overreacted. I'm gonna be the first to admit it. I overreacted to the situation because I'm like, who just does that? There had to have been a setup. There had to have been a reason. Nobody just wakes up and just says, I'll get rid of this person's stuff. There had to have been a plan, a reason of some sort. And in trying to rationalize it, I had lashed out at the girl I was seeing, and it's actually part of the reason we stopped seeing each other. But we ended up becoming friends again once she told me what really went down. And as a side note, this ramped up to the point where, and I don't know all the details because that family, holy shit, man, that family. It is something else, but she ended up eventually committing suicide, and her mother, just to kind of express how unhinged I believe she is, she was charged, and I'm not entirely certain if she was convicted, but I'm pretty sure she was, of, I want to say attempted murder. She had attacked the man she was seeing at that time with a crowbar in their home. And I'm pretty sure the man was hospitalized, but I can't recall whether or not he ended up dying. Because I stopped looking into that situation after a certain bit. And, yeah, that was something else. Every now and again, me and a friend of mine that we both, like all three of us went to the same high school, we'll periodically talk about her. And it's just, it's rough. So that's why I try not to get too angry about the situation, because while it's shitty, and while it's bad that it happened to me, by comparison, to some of the other stuff that's happened, and some of the other stuff that was very clearly evidence of, I am, I look back on it as it's just a thing that happened to me. I don't talk about it much. I don't usually like talking about those people very much. But it's life. These are things that happen. Yep. So yeah, that being said, I do have copies of, well, I mean, long-winded way of saying, I do have hard copies of Suikoden 3, 4, and 5, because I believe I purchased them after this event occurred. And then, what did I want to say? I don't think I ever got 1. I'm pretty sure I just ended up with 2, but I'm not 100% on that because we're rewinding. That situation happened, I want to say, at least 15 years ago, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it had to have been. It's the first time I left first time I left where we live now. Catch myself forever. The first time I left here to try and make a life elsewhere, I believe was in 2008, and this had happened before then. So yeah, it had to have been at least 15 years. Some crazy stuff, man. I'm gonna take a drink of water. I was heavy, and I like to lighten up. That experience, I mean, in the beginning, which was something that was kind of sort of relevant, but not really to, the great retro downgrade or whatever the hell you want to call it. But the beginning of that, the parts with my father and what have you, it's part of why, like, when Star tells me about the stuff that she did today, it's why I'm proud of her. Like, I know what that... Well, I mean, I know my version of what that feels like. And I know what that does to me. And I know how that made me feel in those times. Especially up against my father. My father was one of those people who was intimidating, but was, like... I'm no psychologist, so I'm not going to try and tell you, but basically, all bark, no bite. I mean, the guy had bite to him, but in manipulated situations, and then we're going to leave that there. But let's just say that when there was conflict, there was definitely reason for me to be shaken up, for me to be, tense, for me to fear the results, for me to fear what might happen if the only thing I do is draw my line in the sand. Like, I intensely and intimately know that feeling. So to hear somebody, instill their value into somebody and to approach something that they fear or that they're extremely frustrated with, and they're having trouble with, or that is making them emotional or upset, and they're still following through. Like, that's I know that to some degree, and it makes me very, 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 very proud when somebody does that for themselves. When it's, not just being antagonizing, which I don't think that's this situation at all. I'm just very glad to be her partner. I am very, very happy that I get to share my experience with her. No worries, Star. I don't even know the word. I was sharing my experiences with everybody. Yes, just telling everybody about a story in my life, and how it also helped make me realize that I'm super proud of you, and that I'm super happy that you did what you did today. You're very welcome. I mean, you'll always get the chance to, check it out again once this video goes up on YouTube, which it most definitely will, because everything went mostly right today. Why can't I fight more of those things? It'd be great. We're just telling everybody about how, as well as I do, how my father is, and how conflicts with him can usually go. How I don't think you've really seen him get really angry, but thank goodness. But just telling everybody about, situations where I've been in where I've gone up against him, and it's almost come to blows quite a few times. And I remember how that feels. In recalling the story that I did, I recall how exactly I felt in that situation, or in those types of situations. And it just made me respect what you did today all the more. 100%. Because while in those situations our fears might have been different, it's still like the same reaction at the end of the day. It took a lot of courage, and it took a lot of just everything. Like, you got a very, human experience there. Whoa, okay, what? Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna put a pin in this for just a second. So it is official as of 3:53 today, so roughly about a half an hour ago. It is reported that Call of Dubas has officially signed with Pittsburgh. This is NHL news for anybody who's not really up on hockey. This comes from David Pagnotta, who is the fourth period on Twitter, and also from Josh Reimer, who is PR for 105.9 DX in Pittsburgh. The deal was reported to be finalized on 3:10 this afternoon, and it looks like as of now it will be finalized. So there you go. The Kraken also re-signed Ron Francis, but I mean, where was he going? That didn't really surprise me any about the Kraken re-signing Ron Francis. That does not surprise me at all. He's good people, and I think he'll do good things with the Kraken. I liked Ron Francis when he was a player. Very big on leadership, and I appreciate that. Actually, you know what? Let's get capes for everybody, because there's a lot of people who do not have good accessories. I don't care if you're putting 2 capes on, do it. Whoops. Well, shit. That wasn't how I thought that would go. Wow, yeah, 10 defense boost on all of that, at least. Alright, I think at this point we are good. About as good gets at this point. So I'd rather give the whole party a decent boost defensively than so we're going to do one more run for cash. Then we're going to stock up on items, so like medicine, and then we'll make an attempt on the dungeon that's coming up, the Cave of the Past, And then we'll call the stream good from there. I mean, I hope I have enough time to pull that off. I should. Provided grinding for cash doesn't cost me a lot of time. Wish there was a blacksmith out here. I won't have to do much cash either, because I'm pretty sure the mega medicines aren't too bad in terms of cost. Also, look forward to seeing tonight not only another stream for Magic the Gathering at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, but I'm also working on an article, like I mentioned before, a hockey article of all things. And if you're doing the hockey thing, prepare to be surprised, because it's going to be me being somewhat objective. Yeah, I think we're good, actually. No, you know what? We're gonna save. So I've given myself essentially like a half an hour or less to get this dungeon done. Let's call it that. So save. Can't watch anybody stream right now. I'm streaming myself. Did your guys' grocery order come in yet? Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your new fridge. Okay, let's see how badly these things kick my ass. Okay. Okay. I'm willing to accept that I might be a little bit overpowered for this dungeon. Oh, and look at all that cash. And a save point. A save point at the beginning of the dungeon? Are you even going to give me much of a dungeon to work with? I don't think so. Probably just going to throw me right in front of a boss, ain't ya? Oh, yeah. Grinding out for all that cash may have paid out more dividends. So it looks like I leveled up to a good point, too. Alright, Toot. Since you asked so nicely. Ah. God, I love that stuff. I saw there's stairs over there, so this means that there's probably chests over this way. Hi, cat. Ooh, something to appraise. Ooh, can we run? Yes. All right. Don't need to waste time on those. It probably won't be good enough rewards for that battle. Flowing crystal. Okay. We gotta keep an eye out for seeds and a war scroll. Whatever that means. No. Daddy would like his personal space right now, kitty. You need to stay right there. You can go on the other side if you want, kitty. I want my space. Another set of chests. I too am dealing with in the way kitty. They must play in their tags. Well, maybe it's just periphery. They synchronize. I heard there was another cat. We must plan. Become cohorts. Why did I get a headgear? After going through all of that to buy headgears. Hope you're not used to that spot either, because when everybody gets home, that spot's going bye-bye. I think I may have taken the main path. Not interested. I really should check my album numbers, honestly. It's been a while since I've checked in. You know what? Let's do that now, because I'd be okay with having something else to celebrate. I mean, it probably won't be great, but I need to reacquaint myself anyhow. In case I get started with the new project. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. 0, 6, 5, 6, 6. Yes, it has been verified. I really don't care. Let's see. Albums and singles. I want to see analytics. Yes. Trending and analytics. Got it. Check Spotify. See how it's doing. It's okay. 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 It's not awful. Over the last week, we've gotten 5 streams on Spotify. Let's try the last 90 days and see how that works. Okay, 241 streams on the last month and a half is not terrible. Though it looks like one track in particular seems to be the all-star out of all of them. Alright. Now let's see how we're doing on Apple Music. Absolutely squat. Alright. Definitely making me want to release stuff on Apple Music. Hey, it's another old book. There's another out of the way chest. 5,000 bits. Nice. I'm gonna come out of here freaking millionaire. Except I'm only really gonna be able to buy like one really good piece of armor. Which it turns out I'm not sure I really need. Another painting to appraise. Oh, and an escape talisman. That must mean the boss is coming up soon. Oh, there we go. So much money. What's happening? Just doing a test. Is everything still good? Stream still sounds alright? You guys are able to see everything okay? Not exactly confidence building. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Toot. Uh, we're strapped down with stuff already. It's a stupid fly kicking around and it's bothering the hell out of me. Easy peasy. Let's keep moving. There's so many branching paths. Jesus. Here I thought that because the save point was at the beginning that I'd be good to go and this would be a snap. It is not. Oh, there we are. Oh, welp. I forgot about this. I see a chest. I will get it. Ugh. I'm not interested in your tiny man. How do I get out there? Ugh, I have to go through this house, don't I? And it's locked, so I can't do anything about it. This goes nowhere. Huh. Interesting. Alright. Oh, they're guarding that treasure. Alright. So that's story related. Gotcha. Uh-oh. Okay, love. I'll see you in a little bit. Hopefully I'll be finished this shortly, too. Oh, Uber. Huh. Alright. Oh. When I get that chest. Yes. But first, let me have that chest. Oh, I feel like that might be important. Well, that's it. We done. Alright, actually, you know what? Let's save at the cave. A lot of cash, man. Whoa, I got a lot to do. It's a whole hour later than I usually go. Alright, so that looks to be it for today. Went a whole hour later than usual. But I started just about a whole hour later than usual, so it kind of evened out. Yeah. So, that being said, thanks to everybody who tuned in today. And if you're watching on VOD, thank you for checking it out. Yeah, it's a good time today. It was a good time. It's a little bit rattling, but you know, we got through, and we got to try some new stuff. So, all's well that ends well, as they say. But yes, if you're watching still, check my panels out. Consider following, consider subscribing, consider tossing me some bits. Remember, if you're on Amazon Prime, you've got a free subscription, so consider tossing that my way if you don't got a use for it otherwise. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check the description for all kinds of fun information. And thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you get notified every time I post new content. You're very welcome. Thank you for keeping me company, DH. I appreciate it. Thank you, Silent Night, as well, for tuning in. If you guys want to support the stream, for anybody who is tuning in, if you want to support the stream, if you want to support us, consider donating. There are methods both in the Twitch panels and in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Stuff's wonderful. Consider joining the Discord. I have a link in my about. I also have a link in the description for this video as well. I will see you guys later on tonight for Magic. If you don't tune in for that and I don't see you tonight, then I will see you guys tomorrow. We're doing Dragon Age Origins tomorrow, so be sure to tune in and we'll have a good time. I guess that just about covers it. So thank you all for tuning in. TDF is out of here.